Okay, hello guys. We should be on live from the trading room. So hi everyone. As usual, we'll make the weekly forecast here at the 5ers trading room. So if you have any questions, meanwhile, let me know. First of all, also let me know if the sound is good, if everything is set up properly, and then we will start. We'll try to continue. We'll try to continue discussing and analyzing the dollar because it's mainly the most volatile asset that we have from the beginning of let's say the inflation. So that's going to be again an interesting analysis, and I will try to show you also some trades I'm already in from last week. So yeah, let's move on. Okay, perfect. I have some feedbacks. Hi Leonardo, hi Matteo. Thank you for the feedback, guys. Hi Enrique. And yeah, also if you have any questions, guys, on the chat, you know, it's an interactive session. So if you have any questions, ask on the chat. If you want to, if you're not agree with me, tell it on the chat. You know, it's an open discussion. So so this is good also. I don't like, you know, to be talking alone during 1 hour. I like to share my thought, but I also would like to get what you're talking, what you think about the market, and what are your positions, how you manage the trades, for example. So that's it. Okay, let's move into the first analysis of the session. It's definitely the dollar index that we also discussed 2 times last week. The first was on last Monday, when we make also the weekly forecast, when we see that the dollar index here is starting to have a huge compression zone. Definitely because of this demand point that was fake out multiple times, had a bounce, and then here reject. Okay, so that's something I identified before, that from here the market can reject. Even the market on the long-term run, you see, guys, is on an uptrend. Okay, we see on the 8-hour chart, for example, but if I go to the daily chart, it's quite the same. Okay, so it's uptrend line. Actually, we are testing the bottom of the cable here, and it's also linked to this demand point here. Okay, so we may have this week, you know, any movement here. It is a huge confluence zone, we have multiple points of interest. Okay, we have this demand point here, which is a resistance that is now a support, and we have this uptrend line that all the time the dollar in the long term would like to get better value. So this is here the point. I think today we reach, for example, here the market had the lower point. Actually, we tried to push a little bit, but again, there are some space to go in the lower side. If I go to the 5 minutes, okay, so actually on the 5-minute chart, we have like an accumulation in the downtrend channel, and you know, actually the market is testing to breach over the top. Again, I still think that we can have a retest to that zone, having a huge pressure again to this demand zone. This is only lower time frame, but yeah, I think we are still in the zone. You see the market is bringing lower high most of the time, and we're gonna reach again on the daily chart this confluence zone, which is here. Okay, so demand with a cable might bring some interest in the market for long-term investments, let's say swing traders that want to get in and get a position in the dollar currency. So that's the first point here. Okay, we are actually here on the MT5, and I already took some position last week. I will just get rid right now on the trade levels, but it's the same analysis that I have from the dollar index. Okay, we have here this huge consolidation zone. When, in my opinion, as a trader, I don't want to get in the middle of the range. Okay, so that's something. Whatever I want to do, if I want to sell or if I want to get if I want to sell, if I want to buy, no matter what I want to do, but I want to get in at the extreme point of the zone. Okay, so either I want to sell, I will sell here at the top. Either I want to buy, I will buy at the bottom of the range. That's what I did already. I think it was Thursday. Okay, so the market bring down to here, which is the lowest range. I'm still seeing that the dollar is on an overextended movement. We already discussed about it last week. And again, in the dollar index, there are still some pips to go in the lower side. But again, the market can again get to that supply, for example, break the market to the upside, and then from here giving a retracement. In the pound dollar, for example, in the pound dollar, for example, the market here already, you see, continue pushing on the upside. We have here this, you see, accumulation zone. The market was on a triangle pattern here, for example. And then the market break out and continue pushing. And here also on the weekly chart, we see that the market from here want to push. And if we go to the H4 charts, it's let's say more clear than the Eurodollar. Okay, so we have this consolidation zone, make a breakout, demand created here. We had another type of zone here. So you see the pound dollar already. The pound was very weak, I think, last year because of the Brexit, and you see the market already want to give a push against dollar, and that's the same in the dollar yen, for example. The yen depreciate a lot, the dollar gets very strong, and we see lastly, I think last week, we see the dollar yen giving a retracement also on the downside. So that's the main point. I would like to hear your thought on Eurodollar. So yeah, I already give my thought about the Eurodollar. Again, I expect to test again the top of the range. I hope this time we will have a breakout. This long consolidation zone is almost 3 weeks already, guys. I don't know, maybe less than that. Let's say 2 weeks. So I expect the market will continue consume the supply here at the top and continue reaching. What we have on lower time frame, for example, is something even better. Okay, so the market make here a higher low, and here we try to compress, for example. That's exactly what we see on the dollar index as well. So I hope again the market can, you know, reach the top here, making a breakout. And what is good in my position is that you see I'm in from the bottom. So even the market will not break out for that time, I will be ready to again get a retracement. I can already put my stop loss to break even taking like a partial profit if the market get down. But I already buy again for day trades here, okay, which this time I try to expect the breakout. The market was in a big consolidation zone for already a few weeks. So that's why I continue buying at that point. We make here a higher low, and the market will likely reach the top of the range. So that's my thoughts. And of course, guys, I will not have any position here if I didn't have the buy at the bottom here. So this is something I want to scaling in my position. Generally, people will tell you, hey, if the market goes against you, you can add. Okay, here I'm doing the opposite. The market goes in my side, and I'm adding to my position. Okay, so this is a way to manage your risk even better, and that's something I like to do most of the time. So that's my thoughts, Matteo, on the Eurodollar. Again, all the advices and all the analysis I'm giving to you guys is only from an educational purposes. Trading is at your own risk, and of course, try to be careful. Try to keep a good risk management. Trading is a long-term marathon and not a rush and not a sprint. So that's the point. My dress, Alwin. $1 my dress at 1.21. Yeah, let me try to analyze your point. 1.21. Okay, so this is here. The market already retraced that point, okay? Like you see, it was the market already at the fake out here, probably, you know, reject here. And the market, if we go back to the dollar index, the market will continue rising. Okay, here the fact the pound dollar already give a huge push. Okay, from the bottom. Okay, the pound dollar from here to here is almost already 420 pips. Okay, in the Eurodollar you see that we have the huge consolidation zone, which show actually that the euro is a bit is weak than the pound for the last 2 weeks. But yes, when the market is reaching this type of zone here, which is again a confluence zone, the market will reach here, probably give some accumulation zone in that spot here, and then we will see what's the news and what's happening. But I highly assume that the market will continue pushing into this zone, making some ups and downs, retracement, changing hands in terms of trading, and then the market will likely continue to push or not. The market can, you know, continue touching again a base, a demand point, and then continue rising. So that's why I highly advise you guys to check the dollar index. What's happening here? This is not this one. Maybe this one. Anyway, yeah, so I highly advise you to check the dollar index on a daily basis. See, that's the channel we looked for the beginning of the session. Again, the market topped here, getting down, and it's likely we're gonna get again the demand. Okay, Matteo is asking, in case we break to the upside, would you exit before the supply to avoid being tricked by a strong reaction, or you think it might spend a little bit of time inside before retracing? If it retraces and does not continue higher, I'm talking about Eurodollar. Okay, so let's check. Actually, the market is very strong. Okay, maybe not the Eurodollar is very strong, but the dollar is starting to get a bit weak. Okay, that's something we identified already few weeks and 1 month earlier, when the market has overextended. But I expect the market, when we're going to break, you see this huge consolidation zone, I highly expect the market to reach this supply. I will exit part of my position at the supply. Okay, I don't want to hold the trade for 1 year, but this is a swing trade. Okay, so I think the next level after we break this zone is here. We see there is like a liquidity gap from here to here. Okay, there is like at least no orders. Okay, when the market will break here, which is also reacted, you see, to this was the beginning level, which react to the same point. The market will likely have a huge breakout. Until here, it's already 180 pips. And yeah, I will likely exit the market when the market reaches supply. If this is your question, but I won't let it continue above that supply. Okay, I will exit my position. I can already put my take profit, but I'm in front of the computer right now, so as long as I'm in front of the computer, I'm good managing the trades. You see, it depends where you talk about the supply, but I think it's few pips, okay? If we go to the H4, I think I understand most of your question right now. You know, I will not put the TP at the top of the supply, but likely to the middle of the supply. But here it's, you know, it's not a big deal. It's 30 pips, okay? It's still money, but again, you prefer to take money home. You're welcome, Matthew. Hope you get the answers. Also on pound yen, guys, I think we had and we discussed about the pound yen on Wednesday. Here there is also an opportunity today on pound yen, as you know, the daily chart here shows us that we are in a support line. The market tends to reject all the time this zone. The pound is very strong today, also against the dollar. So here this might be, you know, an opportunity to make I don't know, 100 pips maybe from here, even 200 pips to the next supply. Again, the execution here will not be the best because the market already had pushed already, but yeah, and we also identified last week that, you know, I entered one time here. Okay, I will try to get rid of all the line. I think it's my analysis from I think we're good. Okay, so I entered the market here last week. Okay, and I put a sell limit at the top, which is the supply. Okay, the market take my sell limit and continue rising to the bottom. I think I exit already here. Okay, I didn't risk too much and wait for the next demand. But today we have clearly an opportunity for a buy here. This is an extreme point, some type of zone I like to get in. Gold, yeah, let's talk about gold. Gold, Aussie dollar, yeah, we had some different pairs that we can continue to discuss about. I think the dollar is mainly clear for all the people. It means Aussie dollar, pound dollar, euro dollar. We know that there is some things to do on the dollar. But again, the market already, the market this week opened strongly against the dollar, but we will see. There is a demand zone in the dollar, so again, I'm gonna see the Aussie dollar, but I think it's the same scenario than the pound. Let's move to gold meanwhile. And yeah, gold, for people that stay with me a long time on the trading room, on the weekly forecast, or even on Wednesday when I do the trading room, I'm you know guys, I'm still bullish on gold on the long term. Okay, on daily basis it's much more difficult, but when the market here react to this pin bar on the weekly chart, you see there will be, we know that the market is on a huge inflation period. Okay, a hike in interest rate. We don't know too much if we are in a risk on or risk off environment. I still believe that we already switched to a risk on environment. But again, when there is a huge inflation rate, gold tends to be stronger, and that's what we see already here. Okay, this is the top level of the COVID. The top of the COVID was here. We had some sell-off pressure. You know, the market was a bit on this like 10% during the COVID. This was maybe because of pressure, and then the market continues. So here on gold, on a daily basis, very complicated to make anything when the market is pushing like that. Okay, you don't want to be long. Why? Because the market already wins 5% from the bottom. So you likely want to expect a retracement. Again, I don't like to be short on gold. especially when we are in a high inflationary period. Again, you can identify some some zone and get into some zone, but yeah, the market is very bullish. I will not also trying to find anything to make a sell. For people that are already long in gold, that's a good move, and you have to check this key zone. This is the next key zone. I highly believe that the market will probably give a small retracement, and then the market will continue to rise. Okay, I'm not sure the market will make a retest here. Generally, when the market touch the 1690, 1680 level, okay, the market have a dip and then continue. Okay, like we have here. Okay, it's like a one touch dip here, also one touch dip. Okay, the market generally don't retrace to that spot. So I think the market already made the move on gold. We can make like 2% on gold, and then we can continue. But again, if you open, for example, a buy position here, the risk reward for you will be like will be low. Like, you know, will very complicated in my opinion. Okay, even I believe that gold is a good buy. The timing is the most important. Advantage here. Okay, you don't want to, even you know that gold will be pushing in the next weeks, you don't want to be overexposed. Okay, when the market already pushed. Okay, you want, if you were instead in front of your computer and you find, you see this type of, I think I was long last week if I remember. For example, when the market on the H1, I think it was here. Okay. Yeah, this was that spot. Okay, when the market consolidates into H1. Okay, you want to identify this type of consolidation by the bottom of the range and then wait for the market to continue. Yeah, the market is strong on gold, and the same on silver. Of course, you will have some opportunity on the lower time frame. Okay, you have like on the M5 earlier. See this type of zone, the market touch here, break out. Actually, we test the breakout here. We have another spot here that the market make a triple top, for example. So you will always have day trading opportunity, especially on gold. But again, if I bring you the overall picture, gold is bullish, I will not sell in the H1, H4 daily also, because the risk reward will not be in my favor. So if the market get down, I don't know, maybe to this demand point here or this demand, this will be a buying opportunity. But here, when the market is you see at the top of the day and top of the top of the week also, you see the market is here. Very difficult to make something. I'm not in position. So are you a scalper or swing trader? I have several strategies and several techniques. I like on Monday to bring some, weekly forecast overview. Okay, so I'd like to talk about fundamentals and try to have a long-term perspective into the position. So that's why, for example, I hold, for example, a Eurodollar position till Thursday, and also S&P. I will explain. I think we have the opening in 30 minutes, and I will explain why I'm still long on the S&P. But on Wednesday, generally, because it's the middle of the week, I like to scalp as well. Okay, I have something I practiced a lot using volatility pattern, Bollinger Bands, stochastics, and I also scalp. So I do both. Okay, of course, the the risk is much more higher when you scalp, and it's a bit more stressful. Okay, but when you hold a long-term position, you know, you can manage your trades. You're not stressed. You're not like all the time into your phone to check what is the P&L, for example. So it's also good to have an overview into the market. But I do both. Yeah, I'm scalping and I also make some swing trades. I do both. Okay, so it was the same, I think the same setup on the S&P last week. Generally, when the dollar is starting to get to depreciate, okay, to lose some value, people are rushing to stock market. Let's say they want to go to a risk-on environment, and capital market is known as a risk-on environment. And when I see last week that the dollar index break, this is not this one. Okay, when I see that the dollar index last week starting to consume this structure and break it below, okay, I say to myself, okay, the market on the dollar is getting is depreciating, so we're gonna see most likely a movement into S&P, Nasdaq, capital markets, and that's how the market react. Okay, not only that, but this was one of my main reasons I opened the market position on Thursday, and it's also a technical spot. Okay, the market was in a resistance breakout here, and then make a retest. I see the market here making a divergence and then opening my buy and actually trailing my stop. Okay, that's what I did on the S&P. We are also on the S&P a huge consolidation zone from here, for example. Yeah, so the market make like triple bottom, lot of neutral movement. Then we break out, we make a retest, and then the market continues. So you know there is here multiple technical point to be in. I might be closing my trade today. I might be a bit greedy here to not close already the trade, because the market on the daily chart already reached this huge confluence zone. Okay, here we might be a reject. Definitely the market already pushed a lot. But for that, I'm managing my trades. I'm still looking for you know, the market to give a support here, maybe making a new high, and definitely I would probably exit at the top of today. This would be a nice for me to see a new high today, and then I will let the S&P do whatever you want. But yeah, today we see that we opened on a gap down, small gap down, and we probably, yeah, the market already closed the gap on the futures. You see, up and down, neutral, and then we close the gap here. The market get down from here. This might be also a TP that I could take earlier, but you know, my entry was good. I will already close this position into a profit, so that's fine. But yeah, let's see if the market can bring a new high. I still in focus that the economy might be on recovery, and I'm also looking to the dollar, which gives us a lot of indication, especially. Yeah, let's check what's happening on the Eurodollar also. We have the opening right now, so yeah, let's check what's happening. See, what is also interesting in this type of market period is that there is a huge correlation between the dollar and the stock market. When we see, and I think, yeah, on an intraday basis, we have a huge negative correlation between the dollar and the stock market. And it's only because of fundamental explanation, risk-on, risk-off environment. That's, I think, one of the main thing that moves the market recently. Risk-on, risk-off, we switch investment, risk-on, risk-off environment, and crypto as well. That's exactly the same. When people have more trust into risky assets like crypto, like stocks, everything moves together, and in opposite, the dollar, for example, depreciate. Okay, so this is interesting. And you see only on a short time frame, you see also this fact. Okay, the dollar index here, you know, it's a small push, but the same happens at the opening on the S&P. So we will see, but generally there is a huge negative correlation between the dollar and the stock market. If you have any questions, guys, on the chat, you know, let me know. Yeah, I think Paul would like to know my thought about Aussie dollar. So maybe let's dig into Aussie dollar meanwhile. Yeah, this is wonderful here when the market react to this demand. Classic here, very natural movement. And then the market here had a supply, the market had a fake out. You know, it's when you see the overall trend on the Aussie dollar, you see it's like an uptrend. It's like there is not a big shape. Like there is not a big how we say that in English? I forget. I'll try to search. Not the sharp. I think it's that. The sharp, maybe. Yeah, let's say the inclination of this. You see, it's not like going like that, but it's between flat and uptrend. So yeah, there is a bullish trend, not powerful one, but here we are at the top of this range. So in my opinion, I will not be buying, for example, at the top here. Even I think that Aussie dollar will have another push on the top side. But yeah, wait for the good timing. Okay, you have a good timing, for example, when the market goes back to the bottom of the cable. You can have also an opportunity at the middle of the range. Generally, I don't like to make an opening at the middle of the range because the risk reward is smaller, but bullish trend, I would make a buy, not at the top, because the market is all the time having a reaction at the top, especially here. And this is likely to get consumed. So we have another movement to go on the upside. But you have to know the timing, and the timing would be at the bottom of the cable, or at this demand, this H4 demand here, which is the middle of the cable. Okay. That's the two options. And also, if you're a scalper or if you're a day trader, making a sell here is also a good trade, guys. I'm giving you a bigger time scale and overview, but here making a sell is definitely fine as well. Okay, you have on the M15, I like to find this type of scenario, the market changing hands at the top of the zone, stochastics crossing above 80. So of course this is a good trade as well, and the risk reward here is very high. So as a day trader, it's also a good point. Okay, you have the market already down 30 pips for a stop loss of 15 pips maximum. It's above than 2 for risk reward. So yeah, that's also a good scenario. Aussie cash rate at 11 my time tomorrow. So be ready, maybe Paul. Okay, I will not advise you to make a buy limit when you have this type of news, but be ready when if you see the market getting down to this type of demand, be ready to make a buy manually. And if the market breaks out on the upside, do nothing. Okay. Again, this is my opinion. I don't like to expect a breakout, and that's why, for example, in the Eurodollar, I didn't buy when the market was at the top. Okay, this is a day trade. I'm only scaling in my position at the bottom. But you want to buy at the bottom of the range and leading the market to break out after. But you don't want to buy after the market breaks out. Hi, Joel. Are you a swing trader? I answered these questions maybe 10 minutes ago. I'm boss. I'm doing boss. I'm a scalper. I'm a day trader. I'm swing. I have several techniques. On Monday, generally, because it's the beginning of the week, I like to give a bigger overview about the market. So generally, I'm looking at the H4 daily chart in Monday to understand the overall context. On Wednesday, when I'm doing the other trading room, I like to trade some scalping or some day trades. It depends. When you're a trader, you want to get all the time the best opportunity. Either it's on swing, either it's on M1 or M5. It depends of the time also. Generally, people are swing trader because they don't have the time too much to manage their trades. I'm every day in front of the screen, in front of the market, so I can scalp, I can day trade, and I can swing as well. Okay, so you see guys, S&P is pushing. That's good. The dollar didn't react yet. But generally, this is the movement I like to have. I like to see. Capital markets moving up. The dollar is depreciating. So we'll see if we can, again, on the dollar index, touch the bottom of the range into this demand. I can also exit part of the trade here. New Zealand dollar, okay. Didn't look at that pairs already. Let's look. Yeah, I think it's again same scenario on the same scenario that the Aussie dollar when we have on the H1. I don't know, this is weird, but you know, we have this type of channel. Again, same as the Aussie dollar. This would be the same scenario. I will not make a buy at the top of the range like you say, Remy. The risk reward will be very tiny. But again, wait for the market maybe to go down to the middle demand. This would be less risky, and the best would be to wait the market to retrace to the bottom of the range, maybe with this demand here on a week, and having a sniper entry. But again, making a buy here, in my opinion, and again, about how I see the market, is not the best things to do. Again, there are some traders that would like to expect a breakout buying here. They will manage it very well, you know, go on M5. They see that the market is consolidating here. They will buy here, making a stop loss just below, and the market will go on their side. But most of the time, and if I say most of the time, it's 80% of the time, the market will have a rejection, take the stop loss. Okay, it will attract more buyers in the bottom, maybe at the zone we identified just before, and then the market will break out. So here, when you buy at that spot, for example, the risk reward is very low, and also the trade is very difficult to manage. So yeah, that's my point for New Zealand dollar. It's the same as the Aussie dollar. You see, it's quite the same chart. The Aussie dollar already moved down from that spot. The New Zealand dollar, not so much, okay? Maybe because there is a news in next 18 minutes, like you said. Okay, so the Eurodollar is on the M1, worked out this spot, having a retest. So yeah, I should manage the trade again. I could definitely move my stop loss more closer to that spot here on the M5. Okay, when you have like an uptrend channel like that, and the low is higher, okay, you actually don't want the market to make a lower low. Okay, so you don't want the market to retrace and making a new low than this one. So I can already move my stop loss just below the low here. It will reduce my risk I have into that trade. And that would be the good scenario for me. Yeah, I can exit some trade here also. Yeah, I just closed 25% of my position after the opening. We are in a zone. I want to take some profits already. Okay. I think we reached the end of the session, guys. So again, thank you for being with me during all the session. Hope you enjoyed the analysis and the discussion we have regarding the market, especially on the dollar. We continue to discuss about the dollar. I think it's the main asset and the main, especially currency, to look for the next week. And yeah, there is a huge correlation between Forex market, which is the dollar, that is the main currency in the world, and the stock market, especially in US. So yeah, I think we talk about the overall market, overall context, and yeah, I wish you guys a nice week, a nice trading week. We will meet each other on Wednesday as usual. Tomorrow it will be Saul making the trading room. It will be like more focused on the live trading, making some scalping. I know him make some scalping on the live. So yeah, have a nice week, guys. Thank you for being with me until the end. And yeah, stay safe, guys. Bye bye. Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.